piece. Oh, okay. So if you see that is like the smallest, that piece would be a kazayit according to one opinion, the Rambam. It fits exactly into your palm. If you eat that piece and you lean back and you're supposed to eat it within the time it takes to eat a half a loaf of bread, which could be between 4 and 9 minutes. So you should try to eat it in the minimum time, 4 minutes. Not so much. If you just like put that in your mouth, and really the time only starts from when you start to swallow. So you chew it really good, and then you start to swallow. That's when the 4 minutes begins. If it's hard for you, so you could take up to 9 minutes. If it's not so hard for you, so try to eat 2 pieces this size, like 2 hands like that. Then you're going to be fulfilling the mitzvah according to everybody. Right? It includes also the opinion of Tosfot that the kazayit is a little bit bigger. Okay, so that is the mitzvah of the matzah. Any questions about up till now? Okay, so then we get to the moror. See up there, moror, and this is also a verse in the Torah, right? It says you're going to eat the korban Pesach with matzah and moror. So why did I say then that it's only a rabbinical obligation? And the reason is because it says you're going to eat it with the korban Pesach. If you have the korban Pesach, the sacrifice, the Paschal lamb sacrifice, so then you also have to eat the moror. That's from the Torah. If you don't have the sacrifice of the Pesach sacrifice, so then you're not obligated from the Torah to eat the moror, but the rabbi said it's good to do it anyway. So from the rabbis, we're going to eat moror, and here you can see on this paper, it has to also be the size of a kazayit, right? Also here, we're doing the mitzvah, we have to have that. That gives like a size of importance. If I take we use romaine lettuce, so how much is that? So if you measure from, a leaf is a little bit thicker, quite a bit thinner than matzah, so because it's thinner, so you has to be quite a bit more surface area, right? More surface area because it's a thinner thickness. So that would be approximately 19 by 19, or like 2 small leaves of lettuce. 2 small leaves of lettuce. If it's too hard, you don't have, so it could also go by the lenient opinion of like a smaller size of a kazayit. This is not a Torah obligation, it's a rabbinical obligation, so we can go by the small size. Usually if you take 2 leaves, and make sure you check your leaves for bugs before the holiday comes in. And we have a custom that we take the leaves of the moror and we dip it into the charosis. Remember that charosis, which is made from mashed up apples, nuts, dates, and wine, right? Why these things? So one explanation is that reminds us of the mortar that they would make bricks with. Another explanation is that these are the fruits that the Jewish people also. But under the apple tree, that's where the waves. It was not easy. They wanted to make sure there's going to be another generation. But even though people love the charoset, you're supposed to mainly taste the moror at this point. So just dip it in and shake it off. Why dipping it in? Sort of to neutralize the bitterness. Like we always want to sweeten the harsh judgments. And everything we do, we try to sweeten the harsh judgments. So we dip the moror into it, but we're mainly still like trying to eat the moror. So we we shake it off. Later on in the meal, you want more, or the charoses, you can eat that. But here we're just dipping it in. That's like the second time we dip, right? We dip the karpas, the vegetable, into the salt water, and we dip the moror into the charoses. That's the 2 times that we dip. Here you don't have to lean, right? When you're eating the moror, it's to remember the bitterness that was really difficult for us. We're not remembering how, here at this point, we're remembering we were slaves, and so we're not leaning at this point. Okay, then comes korech. Korech is again eating matzah and moror, but this time we make a sandwich. Right, this is how, there's different opinions in the Gemara. According to Hillel, maybe he was the first one to invent the sandwich, some people claim, because he would take, it says you're supposed to eat the matzah and the moror with the Pesach together. So he said, well, let's eat the matzah and the moror together, even though we don't have the Pesach offering. We should still put the matzah and the moror together. It could even be an open-faced sandwich. I think that's also good. But we're supposed to eat it together. So we have one time where we eat the matzah by itself, with the moror by itself. And now we eat them together to fulfill also that opinion of Hillel. And here you could go, certainly, since we already did the mitzvah of matzah, we did the mitzvah of moror, we're doing it now just to fulfill that other opinion. You can use the small size, right? That small size of matzah, which we said was the 9x9, small size, and I said by the moror you could get by with 15 by 15. That would be the opinion according to the lenient opinion. Take a small piece of that, and here some people go by the horseradish, the crane as they call it. Uh-oh.
It's okay, just a warning for now.
Just a warning. Okay, we might have to stop the class. But some people here like to say, well, I'm going to now use the chopped up horseradish, put that on the matzah and eat that. And that way they're fulfilling that opinion of the korech, which means like the Hillel sandwich. Then we come to the part, I know I grew up not so observant, but we always had the Pesach service, and everybody was waiting for this next part, the shulchan orech, the set table, right? That's where you eat the main meal, right? Some people have eggs. Of course, we do have like the chagiga part there, the egg on Pesach's plate, and then usually you have meat. As I said, like Ashkenazim, they do not have roasted meat; they just have like boiled or roasted with moisture. Whatever, if you're vegetarian, you could have vegetarian food. You could have whatever you want, but because it is a holiday, we like to give honor to the holiday and have meat. So that's the, and here again, if it's good if you could lean. Then we finish the meal, and we after the meal, you could have also dessert, and then you have the afikomen, right? That's like that big piece of that half that we broke off, that we now finish the meal with, so to speak, which is symbolic of the Korban Pesach itself. And then we have Hallel. We have, like, with the bracha, we have another kos of wine, right? Like many people, when they have 3 men, they say a zimun. You should have a zimun with a kos of wine. After the meal, you're saying the birchat, blessing on bread, on lechem. You have that with a kos. Here, everybody has a 3rd cup, and we drink that, and everybody here says a bracha for that, and then we have the 4th cup. We have Hallel. Pesach is the only holiday that we say Hallel at night, right? Both in the Beit Knesset we say Hallel, many traditions, they have Hallel at night. And also at the Seder, we say Hallel. I think it's really in two parts. We break the Hallel into two parts, but we finish the Hallel at this point, which is because it's like a lot of the idea of the Seder is like you're jumping a level. You're jumping. Usually you go from the night and to the day, then like to Mincha. Here it's like you're jumping right away, like to the daytime. It's like already like you have like the holiness of the day. It's like you jumped stages, because if we didn't jump out of Egypt, like that's really like the idea of Pesach means to jump, to skip, like rams, like you're jumping out of Egypt. If we didn't like go out with a jump start, we wouldn't be able to get out, because Egypt didn't want to let us go. So we have to jump out of it, and it's like we already come at this night. We're already at such a high level that we're already saying Hallel at night. We also say it again in the morning when we come to the Beit Knesset. And then there's the last part is Nirtzah, which means that everything is acceptable and favorable, and Hashem likes it. He gathers all the angels to come and see. Look how my children are praising me for taking them out. They really appreciate it, that they're emancipated, and look how they're praising me and doing all these mitzvot. And so at this point, there's like traditional songs that are in Agada, that are very, very deep, and they seem like just children's songs. Like my father bought a goat for 2 coins, and then along came a tiger, or like a cat, and goat. And these are all like, they sound like a children's song, but really it's like has deep meanings of all the exiles throughout history that we went through, and the ultimate redemption that's going to come, Midreshet Hashem. And then if you still have power and like energy, then you can stay up and read Shir Shirim, right? Song of Songs, which is you don't have to, but it's traditional. Like the more you say the praises of Hashem, it's praiseworthy, and that is like about also like going out from Egypt. That the Song of Songs. So many people read that, or just hang around and talk about the miracles of going out from Egypt. Okay, so you have any questions? I see the box is full, but if you have any questions, do you want to ask me? I'm happy to try to answer it. Okay, so there will. Any questions? Any questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna. Yes.
It's maybe just a misunderstanding on my part, but was there a period of time after the final, after the final, I can't even think of the word, the final, somebody help me. Exodus? Part of the it's part of the,
Mashiach?
no.
No idea what you're.
All right, you write it down. You put it in the box.
When they had the last, they had to kill the lamb at the end, at the very last one before they were released to go out. That there was a period of in the Torah it's saying that that they went to the Egyptians, and they were given
right.
Basically they cleared them out.
Right.
They got.
That's right. That's what it says.
They got.
Well, that was after we at midnight. Then Hashem delivered the plague of the killing of the firstborn.
Correct.
And then we went on our way out. We took things from the Egyptians as payment for being slaves.
Exactly.
We took it from them, and then we started to walk out.
Okay, so it was kind of a jump start, but it was also a jumping by their houses on the way.
Well, they even says that they had like an aspect of Jerusalem when they were eating that sacrifice. They were like,
Yes.
in a sense, like had the Beit HaMikdash right there.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so anybody else? Otherwise, we'll see you next week, because this Thursday is going to be Rosh Chodesh, going to be the blessing on the flowering fruit trees at my house.
Thank
Oh,
you,
is that
Rabbi.
during this
Thank you,
class
Rabbi.
time?
Hmm?
Is that during this class time?
I'm not sure
Check
why.
the
Ron is asking
schedule.
it.
Check the
Thursday this week is a
schedule.
different schedule. I don't know what. I'm gonna ask her because very